The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Coming to you live.
We're live.
In front of an audience from around the world, where we talk about fighters, fighting, and events. Welcome to Fight World Live, where you can hear about the latest in the world of combat sports. Get ready to gear up and square up, because we are going live. And now, broadcasting live.
Super broadcast live.
This is Fight World Live.
Holy shit! Welcome to another edition of Fight World Live. I'm here, David Potter, alongside on Amazon Prime. Four-time! Four-time world champion, Mr. Gabe. Gabe, how you doing, brother? How are you?
That just crushes Gabe. I love it.
Oh,
It crushes his soul, you know? Like,
I'm good. I got to clean up because you're looking sharp and like as you said earlier, I like a 12-year-old boy. I liked you with the beard, but kind of like this young Miro look you got going on.
You are kind of pretty, Potter.
Yeah.
you are sandwiched between two guys that look like fourth graders. How's it feel, Gabe?
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel a little awkward.
Fair enough, sir. And we're also here with the MMA pioneer himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jake.
But that's okay, because we're big dick bandits, big dick bandits.
What's going on, brother? How you doing? How you
Good,
doing?
man. I love that intro.
That'd be great.
We gotta get you a custom video to match up with.
No,
Gabe.
man, that's Gabe's. That is Gabe's. That is special for Gabe. We're just gonna keep that for him. That's unique for him.
I didn't tell you, but Jake has been messaging me every night, like, dude, I'm so bummed out. I got my intro.
Really?
I need to have something bigger. It's like, and I'm like,
That's what he said.
That's what he's been saying to me every night. He's just a little bit disappointed that he's not getting. As a matter of fact, he was saying, if you could just make one for him and take mine off, and I would.
You're not supposed to share our private DMs when we're high.
Yeah.
You know?
Jake,
That's
not
all
everything. I'm not giving him everything. Just the PG stuff.
Jake, I'm so sorry to offend you, and I'm very sorry I didn't make you a custom video, but we'll do one bigger than Gabe's for next episode. I promise.
I promise. I thought about it. I thought about what I told Gabe after all, and it's just Gabe's. Just leave it for Gabe.
Very good. Very good. So, Eryk Anders is going to be coming in. He won UFC 289 Fight of the Night, stole the show. We have so much shit to talk about, especially with the 5 questions. Oh, my goodness. So many things are going on in the world of combat sports. Holy shit. And I am messaging right now. He's going to come in just a few moments, but nevertheless, so much shit to talk about, especially when we get to the 5 topics section. I mean, UFC 289, a bunch of shenanigans happening at the end of the card. Oh, man, Floyd Mayweather is at it again. He's on the news. Conor McGregor's on the news. Oh, my God, so many fights coming up this summer. I'm hyped to the tits. Oh, my goodness. It went from 6 to midnight. Just thinking about it. What say you, gentlemen?
I just saw earlier that Scott Coker said that the rumors of Bellator and PFL merging is actually is on the table.
You're shitting me.
That's pretty big.
I spoke with somebody, and I'm not going to divulge my source, but they're a very powerful source, and they said absolutely. And they said that the deal with Coker's, it's actually Viacom owns Bellator now. So Viacom is doing from what I understand, Viacom's doing the negotiation, but PFL wants to buy them. I don't know where the fuck they're coming up with all this money, but
the PFL wants to buy Bellator, not the other way around.
From what I understood, I can't guarantee.
Number 4 is trying to buy the number 2. That's crazy.
Crazy. And we'll talk about that very, very soon. And we have the man of the hour, the gentleman who won the fight of the night, stole the show at UFC 289, Mr. Eryk Anders. Eryk, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thank you for having me.
Everyone take a bow to the man who stole the show at UFC 289. Congratulations on that, sir. How you feeling? Oh, he might have froze.
He's feeling good.
That's how good he feels.
That's a stoic.
Yeah, look right there.
Mr. Anders
is feeling the moment.
He's feeling the moment right now. I think he froze. We're going to try to get him back. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
There you are. What's going on, brother? How you feeling after UFC 289? You stole the show. Holy shit, he just up.
That's jeez.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. It happens, and we're talking about UFC 289. He put on a fucking clinic. Him and his opponent, bravo to both of them. Holy shit.
I only watched 3 fights, and that was one of the 3 fights that I watched. And it was a really
that fight, even for a featherweight fight from bell to bell, it was incredible.
Oh, absolutely. And we were just singing your praises, sir. Welcome back. Congratulations on winning the fight of the night, stealing the show at UFC 289. Congratulations on that, you and your opponent. How's it feel so far? And do you see the positives? And also, how you enjoying that sweet, sweet fight of the night money?
Well, I mean, I missed it on the other half of my check. So, it does soften the blow a little bit. But, still a little bit of opportunity cost missed out there, But, happy to put on a show. That's why I do it. To entertain the fans. So I think they got their money's worth. So yeah.
That fight was a show stealer. Like, I was on the edge of my seat. And, when you got into the clinch and dirty boxing and utilizing that dirty boxes, you were in his face. And he ended up backing up. And obviously he was utilizing the same combination. I was saying to myself, because he kept going for a kick to the body and then going with the right. I'm like, he's going to pick up on this. And he's gonna enter into that clinch and he's going to blast him. When you were in the clinch with him, when you're in the pocket, man, it was fireworks. Like, can you see the positives? Like, I know it softens the blow and everything like that, but can you see the positives about your game and just putting on a clinic out there and just putting on such an awesome performance?
Yeah, I haven't gone back and watched it, so I don't know. The fight's kind of a blur. It's really hard to remember exactly what happened, when it happened, and how it happened. Yeah, I need to just go back and watch it, but I'm an entertaining fighter. No one has to like twist my arm or, that's just the way I fight. And I think outside of that first combination that you were talking about, the kick to the punch, that got me in the first 30 seconds of the fight.
Yeah.
That was I really didn't take too much damage. So I thought my cardio was better than his, so I just really wanted to push the pace. And man, sometimes when you get hit and you get rocked like that, it kind of brings the dog out of you. I was kind of, to be honest, kind of asleep a little bit before that happened. So kind of woke me up a little bit and really got the fans out their seats.
Hey, that was a dog fight from bell to bell, and I gotta ask, did you do anything different for your cardio prep this time? Because that fight, even for a featherweight, pushing that, I don't think people understand how grueling that was, and you guys never fucking stopped. It was incredible.
No, I didn't, to be honest. I actually didn't even train for the whole week before fight week. So yeah, I was actually even kind of a little worried about my cardio before the fight started, to be honest, because I just feel like that was like his best way to win, that he was going to try and push the pace and get me tired and try to overtake the fight. and but yeah, you know, my cardio has always been good. Like the only fight you see me ever get tired in is that fight with Thiago Santos. It was on 6 days notice, and you know, I still went a grueling 15. So at all times I got 15 in the tank. So you know, I really wasn't too worried about it.
So
Yeah, you shot for 11 takedowns in that fight. You were like octagon control, pushing the pace of the place. Like, holy shit. Like Jake said, like shooting for 11 takedowns in a fight, like even for a featherweight, somebody can get gassed out. Like your cardio was on fucking point, my friend.
That is such a skewed stat. They think that every time that you grab their legs that you're shooting for a legitimate takedown. I was just trying to close the distance because I realized that I was beating him up in the clinch. So what's the easiest way to get there? You know, shoot in, work to a body lock, and then start working knees from the clinch, from like the tie clinch and stuff. So, man, like honestly, I probably shot, you know, maybe like 5 like legitimate attempts. You know, so you know, I hate those. Like even when I fought Park, you know, my game plan was kind of the same. You know, they said I had 26 takedown attempts, but if I shoot 26 times and I only get 3 of them, then I'm not gonna wrestle. I'm not gonna shoot. You know, if I'm legitimately trying that many times and I'm not getting them, then I'm gonna abort that game plan and go to something else.
Got it.
When the third round was over, how did you feel? Did you feel like, okay, we're going to the decision? Did you feel like you had it, or do you feel like he kind of took it, or like at that point? Because again, like a fighter's you're gonna have your feeling about it, right?
Yeah. To be honest, I really don't know. I think that for sure he won the third. Outside of that drop early in the first, that's really all he did in the first. I for sure won the second.
Yeah.
I thought. So I think it really comes down to that first round, how you score it. So, but you know, also at the same time, like if you get drops, like you have a lot of work to do to come back and win the fight. So, I honestly I have no idea to be honest.
I think perception is reality too when it comes to judges, because at the end of the fight, I'm like, I could see one judge, and if I'm a judge, well, every judge is looking for a different criteria. But if I was a judge, I would see octagon control, pushing the pace of the fight, you know, constant constant pressure and everything. Like, you know, I could make the argument too, like, because the stats were so even. If you go on the box stats, I know you said that you didn't shoot for 11 takedowns, it was only 5. But if you look at the box stats, I mean, they're pretty dead even on every single area. I mean, would you say that you could make the argument also that, well, if I had the right judges and the judges with perception that paid attention to like maybe octagon control, somebody that pushes the pace of the fight, somebody that is more engaged trying to end it, like, would you say that you could make the argument that you could have won that fight? Because I don't think it was a 30-27. There's no way.
I've heard people say that they thought that I won, but you know, they're talking to me, so maybe they're a little biased. Like you're asking the wrong one. I haven't. When you're in there, dude, the shit's a blur. Like you don't even know. Like those are like the fastest 15 minutes ever. You know, so I honestly have no idea. You know, I have to go back and watch, and see what's up. So yeah, I don't know.
And it was such an incredible performance. You have so much to be proud of. And from everything from that fight, how do you plan to proceed forward? Like, is there any, like, how active do you want to be? When's the next time you want to fight? Like, what say you? Like, how soon do you want to get back in there?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. You know, so we'll see what the UFC has in store for me. Usually the winner of the fight gets to fight a lot sooner than the loser. So, but I honestly, you know, I think that with how that fight went, and it was such a crowd pleasing fight, the UFC will book me as soon as they can. So we'll see.
Hey, the most important question is, what's your go-to food after the fight?
Beer.
Amen on that.
Yeah, beer and alcohol. You know, I'm not really much of a drinker, but after a fight, like I just need something to like calm my nerves a little bit, and you know, I can't eat too much. I'm just not hungry. But you know, I could always drink a beer or take a shot or two. You know, so yeah.
There we go.
There you go. And by the way, Mr. Anders, it's been 3 years since we got to talk, and I had the chance to the opportunity to speak to you. So I actually have a bone to pick with you, sir, because when the heck did you start beating up on my favorite childhood characters? I was flipping on the channels and I saw you on Cobra Kai. I'm like, holy shit! He's gonna beat up on Johnny Lawrence. Like Eryk is gonna beat up on Johnny Lawrence. Like
you
get
know,
that gig. Like how what was it like getting your first acting gig, and what's the acting curve been like?
well, again, we're talking about another one of my losses, you know, and I didn't get a performance bonus for that one, so that one still stings a little bit. Man, no, it was cool, man. I have a newfound respect for actors. I always thought that they were kind of like prima donnas and, you know, just kind of like bitched about everything. But, you know, that I was probably in maybe 2 minutes of the whole show. And probably you know, it took 12-hour days to finish it. So 24 hours of that. I must have fought Johnny Lawrence 100 times.
Awesome.
Because then when you finally get it right, they make you do it again from another angle. And I was there the whole week before that rehearsing. And then on the day that we were supposed to shoot, they were like, "Nah, we're not doing that. We're gonna do this." So yeah, you know, there's a lot of on the fly adjustments.
Isn't that crazy how many angles they do? I did a couple movies before, and I as well, man. It's my scene was 30 seconds, and it took 6 hours. You know, all these different scenes and different angles. It's wild.
Yeah,
You want
it
to
is.
Mel Gibson.
And look, this is a thing. Also, that's like I can't remember if those episodes are an hour or 30 minutes. They may be an hour. But that's 1 hour. There's 5 seasons with like 15 episodes or however many episodes. So Lord knows how long it took them to film a whole season of that, you know?
Yeah.
Is that something that you see yourself moving towards? Doing more acting?
Yeah, that'd be dope. That's a lot safer. You know, my face and my nose would appreciate that a whole lot more than actually getting punched for real, you know? So, but we'll see what happens, man. More opportunities comes, cool. Than if not, but you know, it's whatever.
Is that the constant need for challenge, especially coming from being a successful collegiate football player and then going to mixed martial arts, and this is the next challenge? Is that constant stride to just constantly challenge yourself? Is that what motivated you for acting, or it's just the next venture, something that you want to proceed for, like while you're fighting?
I mean, I just kind of fell into it, but you know, for me, I'm not really comfortable being comfortable. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I like constantly have this urge to like evolve and try new things, and you know, making myself uncomfortable. I think that makes you like a better person, a better human, and kind of also builds like your mental fortitude and stuff. So yeah, I don't ever want to be comfortable. You know what I mean? So yeah, if there's an avenue for me to pursue, like I don't know about that. You know, like someone just kind of asked me if I wanted to do Cobra Kai. Like it's not like I sought it out or anything. And at first I was like, what do I know about acting? You know.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, what do you know about acting? Let's go find out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope they invite me back. I hope more gigs come, but you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what's up.
And did you have to train as hard for that as you did like with mixed martial arts, like go to acting class, or like what was the process like?
Nah, I just came. They filmed it in Atlanta, which is like 2 hours away from here. And I went there, and like for a whole week, for like yeah, maybe 8-10 hour days. Like I rehearsed. It's exhausting, dude. It's exhausting. Stunt work and acting and stuff. Because you go like you rehearse, like you do all these fight scenes, and you can't really punch. So like they have to teach me how to throw the punch. So there's like, yo, dude, this isn't a real fight. It can't look like a real punch. Like the camera's not gonna see it. You have to do this. You have to do that. Don't hit the actor. It's the fastest way to get fired. And I punched Johnny Lawrence in the nose. Like my knuckle just like met his nose, and he didn't say shit, dude. He just kept it moving, and I was like, oh, thank God, dude, because I don't want to lose my job, dude. My first job, I get blow it.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that he rolled with it instead of just turning into a big sissy.
And it's not like I stung him, you know what I mean? My like you're not supposed to touch them at
Yeah.
all, unless there were scenes where I like picked him up and put him down and stuff. But yeah, they said that hitting the actor is the fastest way to lose your.
Fair enough.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, and Gabe, and the irony of it is Gabe is actually very close friends and actually was former running buddies with the guy who played Mike Barnes. He was on the show once. So
Oh,
very
really?
small world after all.
Yeah, that's dope.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. So we're gonna we let you go, we're gonna play a special game of all the news, and obviously we want you to drop some knowledge and what you know about combat sports. So we ask 5 questions, or we ask the fans to ask us 5 questions that we're gonna go in a circle and pretty much answer. So, sir, before we let you go, are you ready to play a game of 5 questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, very good. Let's go to 5. You don't get to the highest level like the UFC if you're not very, very smart, not just in the cage, but outside the cage. So we're
I
going to
wouldn't
go
go
to
that far,
question
dude.
number.
I made it.
Yes, sir. Hell, come on. So are you ready for topic number 1?
Let's get it.
Okay, let's get it. Topic number 1.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first topic that they want me to ask. So Conor McGregor in trouble again. So that's the recent news that broke out. The recent controversy, well, obviously with Tough and what's going on with Tough and the reigns sort of on a downturn, which, you know, nothing to shake a feather at considering that we're now on a streaming platform and everyone's streaming. But apparently he was at a Miami Heat game. He knocked out the mascot. A woman's accusing him. What say you? Like, Conor McGregor in trouble again. Is it good, like bad for the sport? What should the UFC? How should they react? What's your opinion on the whole Conor McGregor debacle?
I think all the proof has to come out first. Because I think when you're a person of his magnitude, anything and everything that you do or whatever, if somebody can try and get over on you, sue you, try to get some money, they're gonna try it. You know, so is Conor McGregor? Do you really think that he has to rape women? Come on,
Yeah.
let's think about this. And I'm not saying he did or didn't, but you know, what are the chances of somebody like that having to do that?
Fair
You know,
enough.
he's not a bad looking dude. He's ultra famous, well dressed. You know, come on.
Yeah.
As far as the mascot goes, you know, maybe he overdid it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe the mascot's trying to get over too. So we'll see what the you know, those hotels and arenas or wherever, like they got cameras everywhere, man. They said I read something today that he forced oral on him. That he forced her to give him oral sex in a bathroom. Okay, so do we see them go into the bathroom? What does the camera say? Because there's cameras everywhere. And I don't remember if it was in the hotel or the arena or what, but surely he's not sneaking off into the bathroom with a woman and nobody's seeing it. He's McGregor. Everywhere and everything he does, people are watching and looking. So I have my doubts personally.
Yeah, and Gabe brought up the same thing too. Like, in the age of everyone having camera phones, Conor McGregor, one of the most known celebrities in the world, like, how does not someone not film it? And apparently there is no security footage. So Gabe,
Crazy.
you know, obviously you agree with Eryk that, you know, where's the footage? Where's the proof? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was in the arena, is what they were saying, and
Yeah.
there are cameras absolutely everywhere. I can't imagine that, like, you know, that, and they're saying like that her friends were waiting outside the bathroom. How would they not pull up their phones right away? Like, as soon as they saw like any interaction with Conor McGregor, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my old jiu-jitsu coach punched someone at the Worlds, and there's 5 different camera angles of people with phones. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
but I mean, this is like the 4th or 5th time with Conor. I mean, like,
Oh,
he's
is it? See, I don't really follow this stuff.
my man has been accused of rape 4 or 5 times.
And what's
Again,
some of the other 4 or 5 times? Nothing.
I don't know enough about it one way or the other. And to be honest, like
Well, he's
you
not
said,
in jail. He's still in the UFC. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a position where people are going to try to take advantage of him. Where I have no doubts that women are throwing themselves at him anyways. But also, I've been not surprised at some of the people that have been accused of rape that have been you know that have been convicted of rape. But it's always Conor's just, he's that guy. You know, he's always into some nonsense. And the punch against the mascot was bad enough, but again, I
I think they did that. I think they were supposed to do that. I think that was a thing.
I mean, I again, whether he went a little harder than he should have, or how it was going to go. I mean,
I think it was. I think the mascot, because the mascot and him were hanging out afterwards. I think the news likes to frazzle a little bit and likes to get a story, but apparently there's photos of the mascot and him just chilling out and hanging out. You know, like I think the media likes to twist and turn things a little bit.
You think? Of course they do. That's how they make money. You clicking on the headline.
Yeah.
The punch thing I didn't even think of was news, but rape on the other hand is definitely newsworthy. So I say just
Jake,
figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. And Jake, well, what say you? I mean, what do you think about this topic?
Oh, I agree with what you guys are saying. There's cameras everywhere. And those girls, they said, from what little I read, because it is a little clickbait-ish, and if it did happen, fuck him, but, prove somebody guilty, you're not, yeah. So it's a mess. And that mascot, I'm a diehard Nuggets fan. He had it coming. That mascot had it coming. So I'm glad that happened. But yeah, it's a mess. But the real winners in all this is Conor McGregor's attorneys, because they're making the most money.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess regardless.
And I think media just they don't care if it damages the sport. They don't care if it ruins the sport, ruins somebody's reputation. So they like to twist and turn things, and they like that little sound bite in order to turn it into something way, way bigger. And, the mascot going to the hospital or anything like that, I can see that he's getting hurt because a professional fighter punching you in the face. I mean, professional fighter tapping you, it's going to fucking hurt. But like, I think there's a lot of fiction that goes into a media story to blow it up to something bigger than it could be, but that's my personal opinion. So, and I'm also working in the UFC media, so I'm trying to be the change in the world. You know what I'm saying? Try to be. All right. Are you ready for topic number 2, sir?
Let me say this. But really quick, Potter.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any more Conor McGregor news unless it's fight news.
Fair enough.
That's it. I don't care about movies and like that. If he's going to fight, then I'm interested. Outside that, I'm done with it.
Good. And all the other questions, I promise, are less controversial. So are you ready for topic number 2, sir?
Let's get it.
Okay, topic number 2.
Just a little ditty about two.
And please, if you watch the show, no more asking controversial questions, please. But number 2 is a less controversial question. And actually, good news. UFC 289 at the end of you stealing that show, Amanda Nunes retires as a champion. Obviously, she's done so much with the sport. She's a pioneer. She's going down in history as a legend, a double champion. Eryk, you were in a night that made history, that she finally hung him up. What say you about the retirement of Amanda Nunes?
Honestly, I think that she could probably be a dominant champion for, another 5 years. I think the gap is that big for Amanda Nunes in these fighters. But at the same time, if she's ready to be done, she's ready to be done, and good luck to her and whatever future endeavors that she has, So happy for her. She went on to her terms. How many people go out as champ? You see a lot of athletes like Roy Jones Jr. overstay their prime, and fight well beyond it, and then they lose a bunch, and then like the next generation of people are like, yo, he sucks. But yeah, no, dude, Roy Jones is like one of the greatest boxers of all time. He just fought too long. And so kudos to Amanda Nunes for knowing when to step away and doing it on her terms.
And your personal opinion, your personal take on this before we go to Gabe, but in your personal opinion, with the featherweight division, the featherweight title, is it time to just lay it to rest, considering, Amanda Nunes has been champion for how long? Like, is it time to put the featherweight belt to rest and just focus on bantamweight and building up that division, or what do you think?
Maybe do away with the featherweight and add atom weights, the 105 division. There's plenty of girls that size, and it'll be like the flyweight division for men. High caliber athletes. Fast action, nonstop action. Technical action. So yeah, why not?
Absolutely. And Gabe, what say you? I don't know if you saw UFC 289, emotional moment. Amanda Nunes retires as champion. Gabe did not order the pay-per-view, but what say you about Amanda Nunes retiring as champion?
I did watch I did watch 3 fights. I watched Eryk's fight. I watched I kept a 70-pound fight. Then I watched the Benil versus Oliveira. I actually turned it off for the Nunez fight because I kind of knew what was going to happen. I mean, she's going on her terms. I give her credit for that. But I mean, I think she's got long. She's 35. I'm curious what she's going to do after. If she has something set up, she has a business plan or some other mindset. I think it's a good opportunity. Or not opportunity, but it's look. She's doing it when she wants to do it, right? And I definitely agree with Eryk about not destroying your legacy. Because for me, Roy Jones is the perfect example of someone that is one of the greatest of all time. And most people be like, oh, he lost to this guy, lost to that guy. It's like, yo, Roy Jones, you're looking at a 50-year-old man. You should have seen him in his prime.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still think Nunez has got years left. But it's her decision.
Right. Roy Jones Jr., by the way, side note, Olympic silver medalist at Seoul, even though he absolutely got screwed. Or bronze medalist or silver medalist? Silver. Yeah. Completely got screwed. But his style was he would go the way to the ring and rap about kicking your ass and then go into the ring and then kick your ass. I mean, Roy Jones Jr. blew my mind as a kid. I mean, he came out with a rap album and he performed before he laid a whooping on somebody. Like, Roy Jones Jr., by far one of the best of all time. Just saying.
Best rapper boxer by a mile.
By a long shot. And Gabe, Jake, what say you about Amanda Nunes retiring as champion at UFC 289?
I got to say, Roy, I think he played a semi-pro basketball game and then fought the same night also. The guy was just incredible. Yeah, he was unbelievable. Man, one of my biggest questions for Nunes was, did she have the motivation? Hungry fight, you made the money. If you've got one foot out, sometimes it's hard to get that, that mental preparation. But she went out like John Elway or Peyton Manning. She went out on top, and I think that's incredible because, like Eryk said, how many people go out on top? Now she's cemented her legacy. There's just no question at all. And such an incredible, one of her best performances ever. So I'm glad she went out when she did. It was a beautiful performance.
Fair enough. So, Eryk, are you ready for topic number 3? And we'll speed right through it, I promise.
No worries, yeah. You got to ask me, baby. I'm always ready.
All right, sounds good, brother. Let's go with the topic.
The clean hands, feet on the feet. 3.
This was a topic that Gabe just brought up, the possibilities of PFL and Bellator merging. Eryk, what say you about the MMA landscape possibly and potentially changing drastically with the merger of PFL and Bellator?
I think it's great. I think the more competition, the better. Because not everybody's going to get to fight in the UFC. Not everybody's going to have some negotiating power. I could go here. I could go there. So, yeah, for me, at the end of the day, it's all about money. Everybody wants to fight for the UFC because of the brand of the UFC and the opportunities that it will present, after fighting. Like for me, like acting, I probably only got that gig because I fight in the UFC. However, the main thing should be the money. You know what I mean? So now, like the PFL and Bellator merging, they should be able to offer comparable pay, if not more. So I think if you really want to build your company, build your brand, has a organization, you have to have the money behind you because the UFC is obviously the biggest brand in terms of MMA. So how do you compete with that? Okay, we're not the UFC, but instead of starting off at 12,000, we'll start you off at 20,000, or whatever the number is, and you can have your sponsors. You can do this, you can do that. So yeah, I think it's good for the sport overall.
Yeah, and especially not just having the right people, like the right money and the right platform, but the right brains. Like Ray Sefo is an absolute fucking genius. Like he knows how to run a fight promotion. And I met Ray Sefo. He's such a great guy, and he really cares about the fighters too. And you could just tell him being a fighter himself.
100%.
Yes, sir. All right, Jake, what say you?
Like Eryk said, it's always good to expand, and have other organizations. And you know, if you need a fallback or you know, to negotiate against somebody, at least you have other options. So I think it's great. I just, you know, Scott Coker runs a lean machine, but most fight promotions, they're not profitable. And PFL's burnt through so much freaking money, and the amount of money they're just trying to pay Francis. I hope they stay in business, because I just don't know how. They must have some big Saudi money behind them, because I don't know how they're pulling this off. But hey, it's good for the fighters.
Right.
Yeah,
And and those super fights. I mean, I'm looking forward to Francis Ngannou fighting, and they're going to make these super cards. And Jake Paul is supposed to fight at the end of the year. Like those super cards, you know, it could be a revenue driver. I mean, it could be a game changer too. And you know, and competition is good for the sport and good for everybody. So I'm all as long as it's a sustainable business model. I want fighters to get paid billions and billions of dollars. Like, you know, they break their backs. You know, like this is, you know, just common knowledge. I think every fighter should be paid a substantial amount of money under a substantial business model. So, are you ready for topic number 4, good sir?
Run it.
All right, let's go. Topic number 4.
Question 4.
So I actually ordered this exhibition between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti 3. Floyd Mayweather, I don't know if you watched this fight, but at the end of the fight, ended in a huge brawl, huge controversy. Somebody asked about this question. Did you witness the Floyd Mayweather John Gotti fight? And what are your personal opinions on the exhibitions and the Mayweather World Tour that he's going on?
I think it's probably rigged. You know, they want controversy because no one even knows what happened during the fight. All I know is what happened during the end. So, you know, probably John Gotti probably got that fight because of, you know, who his people are. You know what I mean? So, who is John Gotti in terms of boxing? You know what I mean?
Right.
So why would Mayweather box him in the first place? You know? Yeah. So I just think like stuff like that is rigged, and, you know, controversy. They like it. Controversy sells. Everybody knows this. So that's no one's watching this. So let's bring a little controversy to the thing. So nobody watches the fight, but they'll see the aftermath. And yeah.
They got to follow the business model of Mike Tyson fighting Roy Jones Jr. They could have just sat down in the middle of the ring and had a conversation, and I would still be happy with the purchase, because that was nostalgia on that television. Positive endorphins exploding my heads like pop rocks. It felt like the 90s I was watching again. They could have just did that business model. Like, they didn't need any controversy whatsoever. It was Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., and they still sold a shit ton of pay-per-views. Like,
But isn't that
but that's Tyson and Roy Jones. Like Mike Tyson's one of the biggest names. Roy Jones is one of the best boxers ever. So of course people are going to watch that. Who's John Gotti?
Good point. Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Touche. Gabe, what say you? I don't know if you saw the controversy. What do you think about Floyd Mayweather fighting John Gotti?
Wake up, Gabe. You lost.
Wake up, Gabe. Hey, wake up.
I didn't know what was going on until I saw that. I keep seeing Gotti. I kept thinking like I kept thinking about Arturo Gotti, and I'm like, I thought he died. And then I realized it was John Gotti. John Gotti's grandson.
I think it's grandson.
Third.
Yeah.
I really don't listen. I gave Mayweather all the credit in the world. He's making a couple $1 million for fighting complete schlep rocks in these exhibitions. I don't care. I'm over it. Honestly, Mayweather's one of those guys that just wants to be gone. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't want to see him fight anymore. I don't want to see him fight bums. I don't want to see him fight like these YouTubers, and I'm over it. But hey, I mean, we're talking about it, so.
Olympic bronze medalist Floyd Mayweather is going to go down as one of the greatest of all time, and I could just watch him dance around the ring for 12 rounds. I'll still be happy, and I'm going to watch a Floyd Mayweather fight regardless. But nevertheless, Jake, what are your thoughts about Floyd Mayweather, John Gotti?
Not me, and that kind of that I think that magic's going away. You're seeing the numbers go down. Again, I think the Paul brothers are brilliant at what they did, and bringing the different side and media into it. But Jesus Christ, who's tuning in to watch Floyd? I mean, in my opinion, he's just tarnishing his legacy, because he's just, and it did, Eryk, it did look rigged, right? When he's chasing him after You know, like hold me back. Like he wanted somebody to hold him back after the fight. Nobody's holding him back. The referee just steps and goes, "Hey, fucking go at it." So it's just, I don't know, man. It's just a big ugly circus, and I think it's tarnishing his legacy at this point. I'm with Gabe. I just don't give a shit anymore.
All right. On that note, I'm not giving the shit. Are you ready for the final topic, good sir?
Yeah, let's run it.
Let's go. One of the baddest motherfuckers in the UFC right now. Let's go to topic number 5.
Let's make a baby 5.
Hell yeah, I'm hyped for this. UFC heading back to Boston. O'Malley versus Funkmaster is official. What say you, good sir? Fights happening in Boston. They're returning to Boston in August. Main evented by Sean O'Malley fighting the Funkmaster. What are your thoughts? What are your takes on this fight? And also, what are your takes on that thriller jacket that Sugar Shane O'Malley wore?
Morales got that jacket. That's Morales' jacket.
I love Morales. I think it went dark.
That's how much he hated your question, Connor.
Oh, there he is.
And yeah, that's a fight that could go several different ways. If maybe Funkmaster eats a knee on the way in, maybe O'Malley, or maybe he gets him down. Well, Peter Yan had a hard time holding him down, so. And then maybe he didn't. Maybe I don't remember how Peter Yan fight, but I think the biggest question mark going into like a lot of these O'Malley fights was his toughness, and I think he showed a lot of toughness against Peter Yan. So I think that question's been answered. So yeah, I don't know how that fight's gonna go, but I'm definitely gonna tune in, watch, and see how it goes.
Now, just throwing an idea at your way, would you be open to fighting in Boston? They say, "Hey, sir, Eryk, you just won Fight of the Night. You're awesome. Can you fight in Boston?" If you got that call up, would you be in Boston?
Yeah, of course. The UFC knows who to call on short notice. I've done it, several times throughout my career, and try and knock these last four out ASAP. So yeah, I have 3 left after that one.
There you go. There you go. All right, Gabe. What are your thoughts? O'Malley versus Funkmaster. What are your picks? What are your thoughts about this this great main event happening at UFC in Boston?
I think that's an Aljo's fight. I think it's it's his fight to lose. I think he has the ability to take down O'Malley whenever he wants to take down O'Malley, and kind of make it an ugly grappling fight. O'Malley.
I feel you on that, but O'Malley is a sniper, dude.
He's sneaky.
I was about to say, like, O'Malley's got really good movement, and he strikes very, very effectively. I just feel that, but Sterling has fought good strikers, and he knows how to shoot, and he knows his timing really well. I just don't see O'Malley's grappling acumen being on the level that it needs to be to fight him or beat him. Can he beat him? Look, anyone can be beaten. Let's be honest. Like we've seen the best guys in the world get beaten by guys that are not as good as they are. Does he make mistakes? Errors happen. But if we're gonna go on the betting line, I would take Aljo over O'Malley. Well, depends what the line was, but yeah.
Fair enough. And Jake, what are your thoughts? O'Malley versus Funkmaster.
I agree with Eryk, man. He's a sniper, Sugar Sean, and he's got a little bit of a dog in him. He showed, I think everybody looks at him and just thinks he's this clown-haired guy, but he's got a little bit of dog in there, and I think his jits is going to surprise people. So, Gabe, to your point, can he get his hips moving fast enough to get up, not give his back up, and get back to his feet? So, I think Sugar Sean's going to show the world a lot on that night.
Awesome. And that was 5 topics, and I appreciate you so much for playing, also coming back on the show and talking to us. Final thoughts, final words from Eryk Anders, one of the baddest mofos in the game right now. Fight of the night at UFC 289. So proud of watching you. I'm a big, big fan. Final thoughts and final words from you, good sir.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Thank you to all the fans who support, tune in, and it means a lot. It really does. One day no one's going to give a shit who I am. So while they do, I really do appreciate it. And keep tuning in for exciting fights.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Eryk, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate your time. You coming on and shooting the breeze with us again. I really do appreciate your time, sir.
Hey, anytime.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you, you too.
Awesome. That was Eryk Anders coming off his impressive performance at UFC 289, fight of the night performance. Holy crap. It's such an honor to talk to him again. That guy is he's going to do some big things, and he's still doing big things. Collegiate football player, actor, and also fighting in the UFC. I mean, come on. The guy's a gamer. I can't wait to watch what's next for him. All right, gentlemen, are you ready for the nerd fact of the week?
Ooh, I've been waiting for it all week.
Hell yeah. Brought to you by our good friends at Nerd Focus. Let's go to the nerd fact of the week. Holy shit. Let's go to the nerd fact of the week. So 21 years ago, August 2002, at the Tokyo Olympic Stadium, Antonio Inoki laying the torch, laying the flame, K1 Pride Dynamite. Guys, who was the main event of that prestigious event that happened and sold out Olympic Stadium? Without Googling. Jake, I'm looking at you.
Oh, shit.
Nog versus Bob Sapp.
Nope.
Oh,
that
that's
was
a good guess.
co-main event. Who was the main event?
That was the co-main?
Was
I
Crow in there?
I actually got that up right?
Yeah, you got that right. That was the co-main event. Co-main event, but I'm talking about the main event. What sold the entire event? We're talking about the biggest crowd in MMA history up to that point. Holy crap, this was an epic event, top to bottom. Don Fry fighting Jerome Banner in a K1 fight. You had MMA fights, you had K1 fights. Who was the main event? Pride versus K1.
Was it Sakuraba or Crow Cop?
Sakuraba versus Crow Cop. There you go.
Hey, even a broken clock's right twice a day.
I'm actually just surprised I got two people that were on the card.
I was stoked for you because I didn't think I was going to get it either.
Well played, sir. Well played. And that was your Nerd Fact of the Week, brought to you by our good friends at Nerd Focus. Beard of Zeus, we're heading towards the end of the show, this week's show. And by the way, I have a big fucking announcement for you guys. We have a doubleheader next Thursday, 1 p.m. West Coast time. We have an MMA legend and MMA pioneer, Chris Lieben. And I also have another special guest that is going to be coming back on the show, Mr. Ewell, former MMA UFC vet, fighting in bare knuckle, fighting in boxing. So we have a doubleheader, 1 p.m. West Coast time for all you West Coast folks. And I'm looking at you, Gabe, and I'm looking at you, Jake. For all you West Coast folks, enjoy the sweet sounds of an MMA legend, an MMA pioneer, Chris Lieben. I'm hyped to the tits for this. And also we have Andre Ewell, who's going to be coming on the show at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So something for the West Coast, something for the East Coast. So Gabe, final words, final thoughts from the four fucking time!
Gabe, I'm so sorry, man. I love it. I love it.
And
Every
you also
time he plays it, I love
Hatton
it.
needs his. Hatton needs his. That's all I know.
And you also own one of the best gyms of all time, Kajuja MMA and Fitness, in beautiful Tarzana, California. And I heard you're running a special of one free class and the honor and opportunity to hang out with Gabe and be his friend for a day. Is that true, sir?
Nobody wants to be my friend. Let's be honest. That no one would want to win that. But
That's bullshit.
anyone is more than welcome to come in a free class. Happy to have them. I have an exceptional group of instructors, an exceptional group of students. Please come in. Happy to have you.
It's a new gym, right? You just moved into a new location, right?
Yeah, we're at 6,000 square feet. We got 4 separate rooms. We got a bag room. We got a weights room. We got, I think, 4,000 or 3,000 square feet of mat space. It's popping, man.
I saw the pictures, man. I can't wait to come train with you.
Love to have you. You know what? That's crazy. We never trained together.
I know, right? We almost fought, but we never trained.
Yeah. We should probably get that going, I think.
Yeah.
And be sure when you go into Gabe's beautiful gym, be sure to ask him for an autograph and say David Potter sent you so I can secure my fate and Gabe ending up stabbing me to death.
Hatton needs his video. That's all I got to say about that.
Fair enough, sir. And the MMA pioneer, the man, the myth, the legend, at one point in time considered one of the best fighters on the fucking planet, Jake Hatton. Final words, final thoughts from you, good sir.
Man, I just and Gabe and I are a lot alike. We're just kind of quiet. So just watching how embarrassed Gabe gets when you do those intros, it makes my day. I'm sorry, Gabe. I know you and I are broke from the same mold, but man, I get a kick out of it. I can't help it.
I'm glad that someone enjoys it.
Fair enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all my hoes and bros in different area codes with swollen lymph nodes and tiny chodes, this is Fight World Live on Amazon Prime, now number 6 in the world on Amazon's top 100. We debuted at number 6. What is going on here? What planet are you guys from? Holy Santa Claus shit. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody.
Way to bump those numbers up. I want top 3, top 2, top 1, son.
Let's get to
Absolutely.
1.
Yeah.
Championship mode. Let's go, Potter.
Yeah, tell CBS Sports who's number 1. We're coming for that ass, baby. We're coming to win.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
Sports, you bitches.
Yep, we're coming for you. Bleacher Report, CBS Sports, we coming. You're the next victims. We beat the
I don't know what
Bruins.
you're talking about.
Fair enough. So, from myself, David Potter, along with 4-time world champion, Mr. Gabe, and also MMA pioneer, and considered at one point in time one of the best in the world, Jake Hatton, signing off from Fight World Live on Amazon Prime. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week for a doubleheader. Peace.